Hi, how are you doing? On this video we're going to 5 great value for money restaurants, and I thought we could have a bit of fun with it at the same time. So if you look at the side of the screen now, you'll see the prices we paid for each restaurant, and all you have to do is put the right price to the right restaurant. So let's play The Prices Are Right. MK first opened back in 1962, and today it has 200 restaurants in Thailand, 20 of which are in Bangkok. It was started by a Chinese man from Hong Kong whose name was Mei Kong King Lee, hence the name MK, but its original name was MK Suki, inspired by a very popular international pop song of the day called Sukiyaki. But it was a bit of a PR spin, as in actual fact it is more akin to shabu shabu. Now if you're not familiar with sukiyaki restaurants, don't worry, it's easy. When you sit down in MK, the waitress will immediately come to your table, often without so much as a greeting, and give you iced Chinese tea and a small dish of sauce made from lime, red chili and coriander, along with a similar dish of green chili and crushed garlic. These small condiments contributed largely to having made MK the success it is today. The waitress will then light the electric stove under the large metal cooking pot of water. You'll then select your dishes from the small computer screen on the table, which is in Thai and in English. Choose as many small dishes as you like, which include raw pork, raw beef, raw shrimp, raw squid, raw vegetables, mushrooms and so on. You don't have to order all at once, you can order more later if you want. When you've tapped in your order, you just press confirm, and within minutes your food will arrive on small individual red plates. Also make sure you order several bowls of rice and some side dishes like duck. Duck is extremely popular and very tasty and delicious. As you've seen, that's how you order food now on the screen, no more paper menus or anything like that. One of the things about this place is that the service is extremely fast and efficient. They don't waste any time. That's one of the reasons it's become so successful. The quality of the food is excellent, very, very clean. And all we have to do now is enjoy our meal. Very nice. Next up, we're at a quaint little Chinese restaurant which is appropriately called Little Hong Kong. You'll find it on Ratchapisek Road, just outside a shopping centre called The Street, which is very close to the Thai Cultural Centre. And though it was only opened in 2011, the decor and ambience makes you feel as though you've been transported back to Hong Kong in the 1950s, which makes it worth visiting just for the look of the place. The menu offers a very large selection of dishes and tells us that Little Hong Kong offers authentic Cantonese food inspired by our mum's secret recipe, inherited from her beloved grandma's home cooking. All this arrived within the first 10 minutes of getting here. I'm not a fan of string beans, but we'll give this a try. It's the usual Asian style stuff. It's got black sauce, soy sauce, ginger and oyster sauce. So sweet, but very nice. Scallops, fried rice. Excellent. This is not oily. It's got a dryness to it. Very nice. This is my favourite, braised beef tendon and duck. The duck seems a little bony, but the sauce, that's hot and spicy, and that's sweet. You put them together, that is really flavourful. There are over 100 dishes on this menu, and I remember that Gordon Ramsay once said that if you go to a restaurant that has more than something like half a dozen dishes on the menu, then it's going to be crap. They should specialise. Well, all I can say, Gordon, is you're a foul mouth. You should shut your mouth, because this is great stuff. Well, we've got our doggy bag to take home, and all that remains to be said is there have been a lot of mixed reviews about Little Hong Kong, but we've been there several times and we've always been satisfied with the food, the service and the value for money. Here we are at our next restaurant, Coco Ichiban, which opened its first restaurant in 1978 just outside Nagoya in Japan, and since then it's grown to become the largest curry chain in the world, with almost 1,500 branches internationally, 27 of which are in Thailand, mostly Bangkok. They offer a menu of variety and creativity in the form of, as they say, selectable deliciousness, where you can mix and match your favourite curry rice in a unique way. You can choose from the amount of rice, the level of spiciness, and there are over 30 types of sauces and toppings to choose from, with quality ingredients and delicious aroma in the authentic Japanese style. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos called Shopping in Thailand, check it out. The Thais love all things Japanese, so Coco Ichiban is extremely popular here. My choice for dinner was a pork cutlet with medium hot curry and rice. My missus chose beef with the standard curry and tomato topping. Both came with a small bowl of sweet pickle, and we had a side dish of gyoza and a glass of iced lemon tea.
The beef is quite tough. I should have gone for Wagyu then. Yeah, but tastes nice. Curry's good.
The wife's given up on the beef because she thinks it's a little bit too tough, but personally I think it's not so bad. It does have a nice flavour to it. The pork cutlet there's no fat in it, it's pork, which is understandable considering it's a pork cutlet. But the breadcrumbs around it, they're dry, not oily, and not too thick. I might have to have another one of them, the bloody the motorman. I'm getting the MSG mouth already. Pretty much finished. At the moment I'm just fighting with a chunk of beef fat in the corner of my mouth, and I think the beef fat is winning. I've had this curry here, which is, you know, quality, budget quality food. I've also had it in posh restaurants in Singapore and in Japan and other places, and I've had it out of a packet which you make yourself. Out of a box in a posh restaurant, they always have the same flavour. You come here and you pay, not telling you. And then you go to a really posh Japanese restaurant, presented so much better, and then it just tastes the same anyway. So I'm happy. Well, I will be when I've had a sake. She's telling me to stop doing that with my mouth. But I got rice in there. The first time I visited Greyhound Cafe was back in 1997, when it had just opened at the Emporium in Circumvert, and even then you had to queue up for a seat. Fortune magazine said it was the hottest seat in town. Its concept at the time was very innovative, with a minimalist approach, chalkboard menus with what looked like handwritten messages on the walls, and stripped back ceilings exposing the metal piping and wiring, and the seating was very basic. I must admit I wasn't very impressed, as it reminded me very much of a factory canteen, and I'd spent too much time in factory canteens as a young man to enjoy the ambience. Since then it's remained very popular, and it's opened many more outlets in Bangkok. I counted 16.
I'm not going to show you the whole menu because there is a lot of it and it's all bloody good, so I'll just give you a quick rundown. They have soups, Italian style clam and mussel, prawn, bisque, mushroom cream soup, seared scallop salad, and one of my particular favourites is the homemade pate with cognac. Beef burgers, different kinds of beef burgers. They've got a buffalo beef burger in a black bun. Whoopie-doo. They've got pasta, vongoli. There's one Thai dish which is very nice. It's an acquired taste, but the Thais love it. It's called complicated noodle here. They've got fish and chips here now. I have to say this a bit quietly because I've had fish and chips several times here, and it's not really that good. The Khao Nam Prik Plat is most definitely an acquired taste. Now when we get to the desserts, it has to be mentioned that they are bloody marvellous. They're really, really lovely.
Their desserts are lovely. Very yummy, yeah.
So save some room for your dessert. Okay, the food's arrived.
This is spicy noodle salad with pork.
Pork noodles with pork balls. You would think that a pig would have bigger balls than that, wouldn't you? But there you go. And we've got the fried calamari. Calamari. I mean, the squid, the calamari is the way it should be. It's sweet and tender. Delicious. Mine's just arrived. It's Hainanese chicken rice, Singapore's national dish. And I've had it in Singapore, and this compares very favourably to it. Rice, good. Soup, good. Chicken, dipped in 3 different kinds of sauces. That's what makes a good Hainanese chicken rice. We've been to 4 restaurants already. Yeah, Long Island tea is not very strong. We've been to 4 restaurants already, and out of the 4 restaurants you give a score from 1 to 10.
MK, 8 out of 10. Little Hong Kong, 8 out of 10. Coco Ichiban, 6 out of 10. And Greyhound Cafe, 9 out of 10.
We enjoyed it very much. In fact, we're even talking about coming back again very soon. Here we are at the Singapore Chinese restaurant, Sichuan. Soul food. I've been looking forward to coming here for a while now because I love Chinese food and I love Malay food, and you can get them both here because we're in a Singaporean restaurant called Sichuan.
From my research, I found Sichuan's Singapore food restaurant quite understandably started out in Singapore and expanded to Bangkok quite recently. Sorry to be so vague, but that's all the relative information I can find, other than it has 2 other outlets, one in Central World and the other in Mung Thong Thani, and they have takeaway and delivery service. So it begins. We've got a glass of roselle, chrysanthemum tea, and fried radish with noodles and dip. Ooh, this tastes like somebody's garden. I haven't had radish cake for a very long time. It's nice and crisp outside, soft, very soft inside. My meal's just turned up. It's nasi lemak with beef rendang. Love nasi lemak. And the next one's just arrived, and that's
Laksa.
That's laksa. I can smell it from here. The rendang. Oh, so good. The nasi lemak's lovely, and the beef rendang is very tender and spicy, but it's not too hot, which is great.
And then of course we've got babel fish. I'll stick this in my ear and then I'll be able to translate in any language I want. The rice, you can actually taste the coconut water that they've cooked it with, which makes a big difference. We could actually be in Singapore, you know, because it tastes exactly the same. That really made me miss Singapore, but it's great to know that this place is here now, because anytime I feel like some Singaporean food, then we'll be right here, because it's lovely, lovely. I hope you enjoyed the video, but now let's see if you got the prices right. First on the list was MK.
2 persons, 9 items, and the price was 534 bahts.
Second on the list, Little Hong Kong.
The most expensive of all the meals we had, coming in at 1,230.
Third on the list, Coco Ichiban, yeah?
698 bahts.
Fourth on the list, Greyhound. Now I have to point out that when we went to Greyhound, we did drink and we did have a banoffee because it was wonderful. So we're excluding those prices because it's not fair to the others.
So minus banoffee, Long Island tea and Chardonnay, the bill comes to 836 bahts.
And then we're here at Sichuan.
748 baht.
If you got all the prices right, now you get your free prize. You can subscribe, ring the bell, click. Stop fucking talking rubbish. And there's no alcohol today. Bye.